News America. I'm Anna Queen, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. Tonight we have live updates from several local correspondents from across North and South America. Starting with Danica Era Peralta from Maryland, who will report out the Colombian government's latest measures after a recent rise in COVID-19 cases. We'll also hear from Maria Vla from Ciudad de Panama, who will report about June 2020 as the month with the most COVID-19 deaths so far in Panama. Next, we have Lynn Ramos in Washington, D.C.
Trump campaign rejects the number of attendance from officials at the Tulsa rally, and President Trump issues an official message for the 75th anniversary of the Battle of Okinawa.
Next, we have Arlene Ocampo from Fort Washington, Maryland.
Maryland, COVID-19 positivity rate falls, limited visitations at nursing homes, relief efforts from Maryland companies and nonprofit businesses.
Carlo Valdez in Union Township, New Jersey.
Governor Murphy raises outdoor 250 people.
Now going to Corpus Christi, Texas, with Jane Kathleen Gregorio.
Texas governor addresses recent surge in COVID-19 cases.
Now from California, North Hills, California, Per Rogacion.
The Los Angeles Food Bank, county parks, and county library partnered to help feed LA County.
And we'll hear from Angel Lambrera in Sacramento about Governor Gavin Newsom of California, emphasizes the use of wearing masks to reduce the spread of COVID-19. Plus, today we get to talk about how to plan a summer at home that is productive and worthwhile. Make sure you stay tuned for that. But first, an overview of how the world looks now. According to the Coronavirus Resource Center of Johns Hopkins University in Medicine, as of 5 p.m. Eastern Time Monday, June 22, 2020, the number of COVID-19 cases reported worldwide is now more than 9 million. This includes more than 2,300,000 in the U.S. and more than 103,000 in Canada. Sadly, this virus has claimed more than 469,000 lives worldwide. This number includes more than 120,000 deaths in the U.S. and more than 8,000 in Canada. Our coverage begins now. The Colombian government issues its latest measures after a rise in COVID-19 cases. In Medellin, Janica Era Peralta has the details.
Colombian government issues new measures after rise in COVID-19 cases. As per declaration under Resolution number 749 of 2020, quarantine is only until June 30th, but if we were to speculate, it could be prolonged, especially since President Duque has declared that the pandemic might still be around until the end of the year, and how international flights from Colombia and vice versa are banned until September. The Pico y Cédula measure now applies 5-digit access instead of 3-digit, one day for odd numbers and the next day for even numbers. In this way, it is sought that there are no crowds in places such as supermarkets or banks. People who must go to work are only recommended to leave their house to the workplace and vice versa. Also, remember that the use of masks are mandatory in all public places where a distance of 2 meters cannot be kept, such as means of transportation. Bogota reached its highest occupation in ICUs since the pandemic began. There are 771 intensive care beds in the city, of which 501 have a patient. It is 10% away from reaching red alert status. Colombia is the top 22nd most infected country around the world and top 4 in all South America, with a total of 71,183 cases, 2,310 deaths, and 28,368 recovered patients. En Medellín, Colombia, Janica Era Peralta, Eagle News, vivimos en tiempos interesantes.
Thank you, Janica. June 2020 is the month with the most COVID-19 deaths in Panama so far. May Davila in Ciudad de Panama has the story.
Although the month has not ended yet, with the additional 8 fatalities reported by the Ministerio de Salud Sunday, June recorded a month with the most COVID-19 related deaths since the pandemic came to Panama. According to MINSA, so far in June, there have been 165 deaths, surpassing the 158 that were reported in April. 8 reports remain to be released this month. In March, the month in which the first case of COVID-19 occurred in the country, 30 deaths were registered, 158 in April, 148 in May, and so far, 165 in June, totaling 501. It is important to highlight that 73.6% of the deceased, or 369, were patients between 60 and 80 years of age. After 21 days have passed, June is the month in which the impact of the virus has triggered the numbers. 12,567 cases have been confirmed. This in passing is reflected in the percentage of positive cases by tests carried out with 33.3%. In June, 37,740 tests were applied. As of yesterday's MINSA report, 26,030 cases have been confirmed in Panama, 808 of which were new infections. 14,359 recovered patients are added. There are 724 people hospitalized, 129 of them in the intensive care unit. After a strict quarantine since March 25, the government implemented a gradual reopening of economic activities. The first block was opened May 13 and the second June 1. After this, there is still no date to make way for the third block, given the increase in cases in Panama. Desde Ciudad de Panama, May Davila, Eagle News, vivimos en tiempos interesantes.
Thank you, May, for that report. Coming up, more updates from our correspondents across the U.S. Stay with us. This is Eagle News.
Patindi ng patindi at tuloy-tuloy ang pagpapakita ng galing ng ating mga TNG aspirants.
You're just too good to be true.
It up, you came to get it drunk with a dame and shit and drunk you back.
When I was a child.
Abangan ng kanilang performances sa pinakamalaking talent competition sa buong bansa, Tagisan ng Galing.
Tagisan ng Galing is presented by SMC Infrastructure, building a better world. Sandig sugar-free white coffee, puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na Sandig sugar-free white coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free. Vegapro Nutrichas, the only premium dog food with active boost for optimum energy and prebiotics that help strengthen immunity. Just like Catherine Bernardo, gawing listo ganado ang fur babies niyo. Listo ganado sa Nutrichas. Magnolia Chicken Templados, delicious, ready to cook and freshly marinated daily. Pure Foods Luncheon Meat, pure sarap for every family. Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef, ang cheesy ng corned beef mo. Walang duda, kids can tell na #1 ang Pure Foods Tender Juicy. Ang tender, ang juicy, ang sarap. Co-presented by Cooper, expert in air conditioning and electromechanical. Also engaged in structural, electrical, fire protection, plumbing, and sanitary services. Cooper, your ultimate MEPS and air conditioning solutions. Unlad Incorporated International, fight against global poverty. New San Jose Builders Incorporated. Canrib Corporation, your ventilation and air conditioning specialist. Vita Herbs Philippines Green Coffee, masarap, mabango, at healthy pa. Puerto Rico Resort and Convention Center, Cabiao, Nueva Ecija. I love Puerto Rico. In participation with Rain or Shine Elastomeric Waterproofing Paint, Matimco, R Square Variables Incorporated, Compizel Enterprises, Saisho International Trading Corporation, DN Steel, EMAC UPB Roof Corporation.
Hey, Gretchen Ho here, and I'm a white coffee lover. Creamy kasi, and very yummy. Pero mas masarap kung hindi nakaka-guilty. Check my new discovery, Sandmade Sugar-Free White Coffee. Puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na! Sandmade Sugar-Free White Coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free.
The successful development of TPLEX or Tarlac-Pangasinan-La Union Expressway in 2009, a 4-lane toll road that extends from Tarlac City to Rosario, La Union, with an additional approved extension of 56 kilometers all the way to San Juan, La Union. This is expected to reduce travel time to Baguio and other provinces in northern Luzon. Realizing the vision of creating a better world for Filipinos fueled the team's focus.
Listo at ganado ang baby ko sa vet-approved Nutri-Chunks with active boost and prebiotics na pampalisto. Made with real meat.
At the Tulsa rally. And President Trump issues an official message for the 75th anniversary of the Battle of Okinawa. We have Imelin Ramos in Washington, D.C. with the details. Imelin.
Thank you, Anna. Last Saturday, U.S. President Donald Trump hailed his supporters as warriors for attending his first campaign rally in 3 months, despite warnings about large crowd gatherings during the coronavirus pandemic. This is what the president stated. Please take a look.
We begin our campaign, and I just want to thank all of you. You are warriors. I've been watching the fake news for weeks now, and everything is negative. Don't go, don't come, don't do anything. Today it was like, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. You are warriors. Thank you. We had some very bad people outside.
If you've seen videos and pictures of the event, it was clear that the venue was far from full. Fire marshals at the event estimated that there were about 6,200 in attendance, whereas Trump's communications director, Tim Murtaugh, said in an interview with Fox News, quote, "First, we know how many people went through the magnetometers that are set up by the Secret Service, and it was 12,000, so the fire marshal is wrong." He further blamed the constant negative media as the reason for the low numbers. It might be difficult to say how many people actually attended. It's like trying to guess how many jelly beans are in a jar. Some might say that the rally was a success, while others would call it a failure. In connection to the rally, President Trump's communications director also said in a statement to CNN, quote, "After another round of testing for campaign staff in Tulsa, 2 additional members of the advance team tested positive for the coronavirus. These staff members attended the rally but were wearing masks during the entire event. Upon the positive test, the campaign immediately activated established quarantine and contact tracing protocols. Several hours before Saturday's rally, the campaign said that 6 members of the advance team in Tulsa had tested positive for COVID-19. Trump, who is facing a tough re-election battle in November, went ahead with the rally, his first since the pandemic began, despite concerns among health authorities that it could further spread the highly contagious virus. Also today, from the White House, President Donald J. Trump issued a message on the 75th anniversary of the Battle of Okinawa. In his message, he states, quote, "Today, we pause to remember the more than 12,000 American heroes who perished in that monumental struggle and pay tribute to thousands of service members who were instrumental in the forces of freedom emerging triumphant. World War II indeed affected so many countries and people, and even in this political climate, most Americans would agree with the message of the president when he says, quote, "We remember our greatest generation and salute those who answered our nation's call with unyielding valor and intrepid resolve." In Washington, D.C., I'm Imelin Ramos, Eagle News. We live in interesting times. Back to you, Anna.
Thank you, Imelin, for that thorough report. Now, I remember last week when we spoke, you mentioned that Washington, D.C. is on track to begin phase 2 of its reopening.
Yes.
Any updates on that?
Yes, Anna. And the answer to that question is a big yes. Washington, D.C. is officially in phase 2 of its reopening. Mayor Bowser, in her Twitter account, mentioned that phase 2 starts today, and if we need any more information and guidance, we should go to coronavirus.dc.gov/phase 2. So now I can eat. I'm at my favorite restaurants, go to the park, and to a museum with safeguard protocols. Let's hope that DC continues to meet the criteria, though, to remain at phase 2 and eventually get to phase 3. Anna?
Well, that was going to be my next question is what are you planning to do now that you're in phase 2? So, well, if you do venture out, make sure that you continue to stay safe, Emeline. Wear your mask, of course, along with hopefully with everybody else.
Thank you, Anna.
All right, we'll talk to you again next week. Thank you. In Maryland, COVID-19 positivity rate falls, limited visitations at nursing homes, and relief efforts from Maryland companies and nonprofit businesses. Arlene Ocampo in Fort Washington, Maryland, with the story. Arlene?
Thank you, Anna. Maryland's essential health metrics are continuing in the right direction. The positivity rate for COVID-19 falls to 5.43%, reporting its lowest number of cases since March 31st. There have been more than 535,000 tests done, and the ICU beds dropping to their lowest since April 5th, 269 beds. Marylanders are still encouraged to get tested at any of the nearly 170 testing sites available throughout the state. As the state continues with the positive trend, the entire state of Maryland is now at phase 2 as of this past weekend, including Montgomery County and Baltimore City. One of the latest guidance that Governor Hogan announced was the outdoor visitation at nursing home facilities. There are prerequisites that are required prior to the reopening. Facility must not be experiencing any outbreaks, absence of any facility onset within the last 14 days, otherwise they return back to pre-phase 1 and start again. All residents, personnel, and anyone entering the facility must wear a mask or face covering. PPEs are accessible to staff. Facility must be able to conduct COVID-19 testing amongst the staff and the residents at certain frequencies. Once these prerequisites have been met, the facility shall continue to practice all CDC guidelines. It is also recommended that there are no more than 2 visitors at a time per resident visit. As Maryland continues on its road to recovery, there have been more than 200 Maryland companies and nonprofit organizations who have supported the communities during these trying times. Some companies have converted their vineyards, wineries, and distilleries in producing hand sanitizers. Some biotechnology and healthcare companies exerted effort in developing tests, vaccines, and treatments. Hundreds of boxes of fresh produce have been delivered to charities, food banks, and healthcare professionals, care of Keeney Produce and Gourmet in Landover, Maryland. 700 bagels were donated on behalf of THB Bakery Plus Deli, based in Baltimore, to nurses at Sinai Hospital, Northeast Hospital, and Johns Hopkins Hospital. Thousands of masks were hand-sewn and donated to senior care facilities and local hospitals. There's a lot of good going on out there, arising from this bad situation. Governor Hogan said, and I quote, "During one of the most daunting challenges of our lifetime, businesses of all sizes have stepped up to the plate by volunteering their time, labor, and resources. From sewing face masks, manufacturing personal protective equipment, delivering meals to frontline workers, and donating to COVID-19 relief funds, Maryland's business community has truly risen to the challenge and demonstrated what it means to be Maryland strong." In Fort Washington, Maryland, Arlene Ocampo, Eagle News, we live in interesting times. Back to you, Anna.
Thank you, Arlene, and thank you for sharing all those good news. It's really heartwarming to see a lot of businesses that continue to do good, to support and to provide, anything that they can offer to, not just the frontline workers. And also the nursing homes, I'm sure that's good news to most of the families to be able to visit with their loved ones, right? But do you know of any local businesses that has given to the community where you are?
Actually, there is a business across the street from my job. They serve like pizzas, chicken wings, all that good stuff. And it's called Gigi's Kitchen. So I know that they have given to some local hospitals like boxes of pizzas, and connected in that same building, that same vicinity. Well, actually, it's in the same building. Is a place called Auntie Boba's, and so they obviously serve boba, and they have given to medical workers or those that are in the healthcare field free boba with purchase of an entree. So I've had my share.
That's good. And boba is this drink, right? That has the is that tapioca? What is those pearl?
The tapioca balls.
Tapioca balls.
Yes, and they're fresh over there too. So they have different flavors as well, and they come in different shapes. So they have like hearts. They have stars. Yeah. It's a great place.
And I like those drinks too. So, and I heard that you actually ventured out after 3 months in staying at home besides work. How was that experience? Tell us about it.
Yes, I ventured out finally to a store. I didn't stay long. I kind of just went in there, grabbed my stuff, and I left. It's kind of just a reminder to me that maybe I'm not quite ready for the big crowd, but it was also kind of testing myself and how I would react as well. So
yeah, well, that's good. Baby steps, Arlene. I'm glad you finally made it out there. So, continue to stay safe, okay?
Thank you, Anna.
Take care.
Likewise.
New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy raises outdoor gatherings limit to 250 people. New Jersey Bureau Chief Carlo Valdez has the story.
Thanks, Anna. Up from 100, Governor Murphy has raised its outdoor gatherings to 250 people. Indoor gatherings can now have up to 25% capacity, but not to exceed 100 people. Previously, it was only 50 people. Governor Murphy also announced today that another increase to 500 people for outdoor gatherings could come by July 6, when schools can hold their outdoor graduations. Social distancing will stay in place, and masks are strongly still recommended. There are also no limits to religious or political activities, such as the protests happening around the country. The governor also announced today that indoor dining can resume on July 2, which will be capped at 25% capacity. And as for COVID-19 updates, New Jersey has 259 new positive COVID-19 cases, bringing the total to 169,415. The state also lost an additional 27 New Jerseyans to COVID-19, bringing the total deaths to 12,895. In Union Township, New Jersey, Carlo Valdez, Eagle News. We live in interesting times. Back to you, Anna.
Thank you, Carlo. That is really good news that the limit on the public gathering has increased for you guys. So how do you feel that restrictions are slowly being lifted?
Yeah, thanks, Anna, for the question. As we enter the second week of stage 2 of reopening our state, I'm very, very excited, especially now that it's the summertime, it's getting nice and warm out. We all just want this pandemic to end, and a lot of us did our part. We wore our face masks, practiced social distancing, refrained from going to unnecessary places, and I just can't wait to get back to normal. Not the new normal, but the normal. And I'm very, very happy about that and the progression of our state.
Thank you, Carlo. I wonder if we're ever going to go back to what normal, the normal that we used to know. But for now, I guess we'll take, whatever, we'll continue to, follow whatever guidelines is given to us so that we can continue to be safe and hopefully continue to reopen as well for you guys over there. Thanks for your report, Carlo.
Thank you, Anna.
When we come back, more COVID-19 updates from our correspondents. We will return shortly. Stay with us. This is Eagle News America.
Ein sonniger Tag heute hier in Berlin vor dem Bundestag. Ich bin Irene Juliet Arzadon und möchte diese Gelegenheit nutzen, um ein paar Worte mit euch zu teilen. An alle Menschen da draußen. In dieser Zeit lasst uns nicht vergessen, den Menschen zu danken, die ihr Leben für uns opfern. Sei es die Menschen, die im Krankenhaus arbeiten, in den Altenheimen sowie in den Arztpraxen, aber auch an die Menschen, die im Lebensmittelhandel sich befinden. Die Kassierer. Manchmal reicht es aus, um ihnen ein freundliches Lächeln zu geben. Denn die Menschen, die heute am Arbeiten sind, weil sie nicht so wie einige von uns zu Hause bleiben können, die sollten wir wertschätzen. Ihnen sollten wir unseren Dank ausrichten. Darum lasst uns noch mehr zusammenhalten. Sie wertschätzen.
Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News America. I'm Anna Cui in Las Vegas. Texas Governor Greg Abbott addresses recent surge in COVID-19. Our bureau chief, Jane Kathleen Gregorio, has the story.
Thank you, Anna, and howdy from the Lone Star State. Here in Texas, Governor Greg Abbott announced on Monday that COVID-19 is spreading all over the state at an unacceptable rate, and it must be corralled, as he shared key metrics related to the pandemic, which have doubled in numbers since the end of May. Using charts from the Texas Department of State and Health Services, Governor Abbott mentioned that the rate of COVID-19 hospitalizations, positive test results, and new cases indicate that Texas is trending in the wrong direction. Comparing the state numbers from late May to mid-June, the governor mentioned that hospitalizations have grown from 1,600 to 3,200 people. The daily count of positive cases have grown from 1,500 to 3,500 new cases. And the positive test rate has grown from 4.5% to nearly 9%. Because of these ongoing spikes, he mentioned that the state of Texas will be using several options to combat these COVID-19 increases, but added that closing down Texas again will always be the last option. The governor urged Texans to wear masks while navigating their daily routines during the pandemic. He stated that, "I know some people feel like wearing a mask is inconvenient or infringing on freedom, but wearing a mask will slow the spread of COVID-19. The state will also be conducting more tests in hotspots, closing river areas and parks that have increased gatherings, and following hospital guidance on needs and numbers, and monitoring bars and restaurants to ensure they are operating according to the state orders." The Texas Department of State Health Services Commissioner added that he hopes Texans can recover a sense of community from the early stages of the outbreak to gain control of current COVID-19. The governor stated, "Together, we can keep Texans safe. Together, we will keep Texas wide open." In Corpus Christi, Texas, I'm Jane Kathleen Gregorio, Eagle News. We live in interesting times. Back to you, Anna.
Thanks, Kathleen. Those are really alarming numbers, huh? How do you feel about that?
Yes, indeed. Well, Anna, according to a tweet from CNBC reporter Meg Terrell, the San Antonio metro area is number 4 among the nationwide 5 hotspots where COVID-19 cases have doubled. In fact, in the last 7 days, within the last 7 days. In fact, CNBC sourced Evercore ISI for its research, and the rankings are followed by Austin as the 5th highest, Houston the 8th, and Dallas the 10th. So for the fastest growth in COVID-19 cases. In fact, the San Antonio mayor, Ron Nuremberg, and the Bexar County Judge, Nelson Wolf, just issued Executive Order NW10, which is effective Wednesday, June 17th and runs through June 30th, requiring all businesses in the county to make sure that its employees and visitors are wearing face coverings if social distancing can't be implemented.
Yeah, because it would be really sad, to step back and then have to go into lockdown again. That would be unfortunate. So hopefully, people will start doing what they're supposed to do, continue with the face coverings, and get those numbers much better. But On a more positive note, I want to hear what you did this weekend. What did you do?
Oh, well,
you're always venturing out with food, so I want to hear what you did.
Oh, nice that you should mention that, Anna. As a matter of fact, I did actually go to one of the hotspot cities, which is San Antonio. That's where my parents live. And, we wanted to, my brother and I wanted to celebrate our dad's day. And so we had a family dinner. And my brother, he's a baker. He specializes in baking gourmet cakes. He actually made what's called in the Philippine costume barong. He made a barong Tagalog cake. And this special shirt from the Philippines, of course, traditionally is made with pineapple. So as the cake, he actually did it with pineapple. It was a pineapple cake in the shape of a barong, and he actually made my dad wear the barong shirt so they could do a little video montage or photo shoot. And then afterwards, for dinner, we had a pineapple. So it was a nice family reunion staying in, enjoying the rest that we would normally celebrate, spending time with the family. And I love pineapple, but as an alternative, he decided to cook and make it himself. That was really nice. A pleasant family experience together.
Yeah, I mean, talking to a couple of people here, it's also, it turned out to be better to, just spend time at home. It was more quality time. And Father's Day, to celebrate Father's Day. Hey, that's talent. To make a barong, make a cake, like a barong. That's really good. I would love to see a picture of that.
Oh, yes. I actually have footage of it here. I'm not sure if we're able to do that, but it's not amazing. It also tastes delicious. Ingredients. So, yeah, definitely save a lot more money staying in versus going out and spending on a gourmet restaurant dinner.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Kathleen, for your report. Continue to take care and be safe.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Kathleen, for your report. Continue to stay safe, and we'll talk to you again next time. Now we'll hear more live updates from our correspondents. Stay with us. This is Eagle News America.
Mga kababayan, naharap na naman po tayo sa mabigat na pagsubok na ito. Ito yung COVID-19.
I hope everyone's okay. I hope everyone's safe.
Nandito po kami para hikayatin pa po kayo na maging matibay.
Mas maging matatag po tayo and just stay positive po sa lahat po ng nangyayari ngayon.
Mga mahal kong kababayan, lampasan po natin, pagtagumpayan po natin ang pagsubok na ito.
Stay strong sa panahon po na to.
Huwag tayong mawawalan ng pag-asa.
At inihikayat din po namin kayo na sana makinig po tayo sa ating gobyerno.
Sumunod muna tayo sa gobyerno dahil yun yung pinakamainam na paraan para hindi na lumagana pa yung virus.
Let's all stay at home.
Spend time with our loved ones, with our families.
At higit po sa lahat, make sure to pray for everyone, pray for everything that is going on right now, especially our frontliners po who are sacrificing their lives to take care of everything.
Higit sa lahat, patuloy tayong lumapit, magtiwala at manalangin sa ating Panginoong Diyos.
Lagi tayong manalangin dahil yung po ang may pinaka-mainam na solusyon sa lahat po ng mga problema natin.
God bless you and your family. Please stay strong and keep our faith.
Tuloy po ang laban.
Welcome back. You're watching Eagle News America. I'm Anna Cui in Las Vegas. The Los Angeles Food Bank, county parks, and county library partnered to help #Feed LA County. In North Hills, Eagle News correspondent Pearl Regacion has the story.
Thank you, Anna. With many Los Angeles residents out of work and financially affected by the pandemic, the Los Angeles Food Bank, LA County Parks, and LA County Library have partnered together to help #Feed LA County at last week's drive-through for food bank distribution to provide additional resources for Angelenos to obtain the food that they need. This project was held at the Hollywood Bowl, located in the heart of Hollywood, California, and was able to provide meals to 2,936 households. #Feed LA County was able to lift the spirits of many Angelenos who have been financially impacted since the initial safe-at-home orders were placed in Los Angeles County roughly 3 months ago. This event was open to the public with no eligibility requirements needed other than face coverings to be used when attending the drive-through event. Each participating household was provided with a shelf-stable box of protein kits and fresh produce by the LA Regional Food Bank. In Los Angeles County, the number of new cases increased with 2,571 newly reported cases and 80 new deaths. The total number of confirmed cases in the county are 85,942, with 3,137 deaths as announced today by the Los Angeles Public Health Department. Meanwhile, the state of California now has a total of 173,824 confirmed COVID-19 cases and 5,495 deaths, as reported by the California Department of Public Health. In North Hills, California, Pearl Regacion, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Pearl. You know, food distribution at the Hollywood Bowl is a big help for those who need it, I can imagine. But the ticket holders must be disappointed at having the summer schedule canceled due to COVID-19, right? Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, Anna, the food distribution at Hollywood Bowl is a huge help for the Angelenos. But yes, the ticket holders may have disappointments, as this is the first time that this happened. The Hollywood Bowl, Anna, is a worldwide famous and concert goers were looking forward to another season of great entertainment. Diana Ross, Sheryl Crow, Matchbox 20, the iconic LA Philharmonic, the list goes on and on. The Hollywood Bowl can seat over 17,000 people, many of whom have made going to the bowl a summertime tradition. So I must say that there may be disappointment, as this is the first time that this happened, and this is for the entire season. There's no big screen concerts. It's temporarily closed.
So all of this is temporary. Hopefully, we don't know how long. So, just like Carlo, we're all looking to go back to normal that we used to know, but for now, again, we'll more on and we continue to be patient. Yes. Thank you for your report, Pearl. Take care. Thank you, Pearl, for your report. Continue to take care and be safe out there. Now let's go to Northern California, where Governor Gavin Newsom emphasizes the use of wearing masks to reduce the spread of COVID-19. We'll hear from our bureau chief, Angel Membrera in Sacramento, with the details. Let's take a look.
Thank you. In Sacramento County, the current public health order has been amended to allow a few more businesses to reopen, given that they are implementing the required health and safety protocols. Among the list of businesses allowed to reopen are nail salons and massage therapy. Also in a press conference today, Governor Newsom addressed the mandate of wearing face coverings and how necessary it is to wear these masks in order to reduce the spread of COVID-19. Let's watch this clip.
The reason we're doing this is simple. Wearing face coverings saves lives. It mitigates spread. I think it's remarkable, just looking at this slide itself, the impact that we have as individuals. Even when we exhale, you can just see from this slide, just taking a deep breath and exhaling, droplets can go as far as 4.5 feet. Coughs, that infamous 6-foot number. But look at that sneeze. When we sneeze, it goes far, droplets, 26 feet. It underscores the magnitude of opportunity we have as a state, I argue as a nation, to be more thoughtful, not only about ourselves, but about others when we are in public, when we start to mix cohorts, as we reopen the economy here in the state of California and all across the nation.
He also shared a fun video of former governors in California promoting the use of masks.
Hey, maybe you didn't vote for me.
Arnold, newsflash, I voted for Gray Davis.
But no matter who you voted for, or if you didn't vote at all, it doesn't change that Californians look out for each other.
Look, nobody wants to wear these things.
And thankfully, masks have come a long way since the last pandemic.
This is not about being weak.
It's about fighting the disease and keeping our families and ourselves safe. And it's about getting Californians back to work
and small businesses open safely.
COVID-19 is still spreading. It didn't go away just because your mall is open at 50% capacity.
This isn't over. It's up to all of us to fight it.
So do your part.
Don't let COVID win. Wear a mask.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Now, in the last 14 days, there have been increase of cases, and Governor Newsom also addressed this. He stated how the total number of positive cases and hospitalizations and ICU cases continue to increase.
Now, as we get north of 90,000 tests, we're getting into populations where many people are asymptomatic or pre-symptomatic, but the positivity rate, nonetheless, that's been stable, is now going slightly up. Accordingly, we're starting to see an increase in hospitalizations. A week ago, we saw a modest increase, but this week, we have experienced an increase that when you stretch it out over a 14-day band, has gone up by roughly 16%. I'll get to what this number means, not just in percentage terms, but in terms of our total hospital capacity in this state, to put it in perspective. But it does reinforce perspective that I want to advance here today. Total number of cases are going up in the state of California. Total number of positive cases relative to total number of people tested is going slightly up. Hospitalizations are starting to go up in the state of California, reflected in this slide. Accordingly, number of ICU patients has also seen an increase, a little more modest than hospitalizations, but nonetheless an 11% increase over a 14-day period. Wear your masks, practice physical distancing, continue the hygiene that is so foundational in terms of mitigating the spread of this virus. We are not out of the first wave of this virus. We're not discussing yet the second wave because we still need to work through the first wave.
In his closing statement today, Governor Newsom reiterated the use of masks and how the state has distributed millions of masks to different sectors to support all Americans.
We've distributed 130 million. We have an inventory of 199 million. We're trying to turn that around as quickly as possible and get through all those orders of masks within sectors and throughout the state, counties, cities, healthcare systems, and the like. By the way, that includes the precious N95 masks. We've received over 11 million of the N95 masks. Tens of millions more will come in over the course of the next few days and over the course of the next few weeks. soon as we get those in, we want to get those out as well, particularly to our most vulnerable workers. Again, the heroes of this pandemic, our nurses, our doctors, the people that continue to be on the front line in the ICU, in the hospitals settings, and the like. And so I just want folks to know that we're very, very proud of the magnitude and the scale of our procurement and our capacity to help support the many sectors within the state of California. And accordingly, and you saw on that slide on the $130 million that we've already distributed, we've also been able to help because of the partnership we formed with FEMA, which has been exceptional. We've also been able to help some other states with their needs as well. So it's a point of pride and a point of privilege that we say this, but again, point of protection for each and every one of us to wear these face coverings and to make sure that we mitigate the spread, again, through this, what we call non-pharmaceutical intervention. There are two non-pharmaceutical interventions that we know that work. That's staying at home, practicing the kind of physical distancing that a stay-at-home order provides, and then wearing face coverings to mitigate those that cannot practice the physical distancing and social distancing when you are in cohorts where you're mixing with people that otherwise you had not mixed with in some period of time.
In Sacramento, California, Angel Membrari, Eagle News, we live in interesting times.
Thank you, Angel. Coming up, let's talk about our plans in making our summer more productive. We'll return shortly. This is Eagle News America.
Hello, my name is Robin, and I'm 5 years old. My mom and dad said many people are getting sick. That is why we have to stay at home. That is why I cannot go to school. I cannot play outside, and I cannot even visit my friends. We can only go outside if we visit the doctor, or if we need to buy some food. And when we get home, we have to wash our hands. While I'm at home, I do my homework, clean up my toys, help cooking our food, and help my parents with their work. Please stay home so we can all play together again. Bye!
Hello there. Imagine Dami got the virus and she infected 2 more. And those 2 infected a lot more of people. And it goes on and on until it became an epidemic. But what if Dami stayed at home? Then those 2 wouldn't have contracted the virus. Then those people would have not been infected. This is not just your battle, it's everyone's, and you can be a huge help. Follow social distancing, or better yet, stay at home.
Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News America. I'm Anna Cui in Las Vegas. So, in this portion of before we end, we want to talk to our correspondents about their summer plans, especially in how to be productive this summer. How about we start with Kathleen? Kathleen?
Hi, Anna. Well, one of the goals that I had this summer was, I really enjoy going to different restaurants, but with the latest COVID-19 numbers, sometimes it's nice to just stay at home. And as I mentioned earlier, we kicked off this summer month with, cooking and baking with my family. And so, like I mentioned earlier, my brother, Ben Jr., or he's also known on his Instagram as VJ the Baker, he actually made the barong cake, like I mentioned, to celebrate our dad. And in fact, I have a video of it for you to share with you.
Yeah, let's take.
In fact, yesterday was the first day of summer, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, that cake looked amazing. What flavor was that?
Yes, and actually it looked and tasted amazing because, my brother wanted to stay consistent with the barong theme. So, for those who don't know, the barong Tagalog is a shirt, native traditional formal wear in the Philippines made out of, if I'm not mistaken, is it pineapple bark? I think that's what it's made from. It's made from pineapple fibers, and he made the cake out of pineapple as well. It was really delicious. My dad was so surprised. He was wondering, okay, why is my son asking me to wear a barong to dinner? And
yeah,
for a purpose.
Wow, I'm sure that made your dad's Father's Day really special. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Thank you, Anna.
So we know what you're gonna be doing this summer then. More baking.
Well, we're gonna try to see if we can replicate the food menu or the menu items from our favorite restaurants, so that way we can enjoy them inside versus always going out. Because first of all, you can stay safer, and also we can save more money that way. And one of the things like we did, as you can see, we were wearing crab bibs. It was because we did a seafood boil. We love going to the restaurant to enjoy the Cajun crab boil, but my sister-in-law figured out how to make it at home, and it was just as delicious. So that's our goal. We're going to try to cook more at home and discover more recipes.
Yeah, you mentioned that there's actually you can look up pretty much any recipe on YouTube, online. So, all right. Well, thank you for sharing that. What about? Hang on, don't leave us yet. Maybe we'll come back to you if we have time. But let's go to Carlo. Carlo, what are your plans for the summer?
Hi, Anna. Well, same as Kathleen, basically working from home now, so get to do a lot of learning how to cook because I don't really cook much. And staying at home also helps me to save money because I'm not going out to buy food anymore for lunch or anything. So just learn. That's what my plan to now.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll get to see some of your recipes too. Right? How about let's go to Imelin in Washington, D.C.
Hi, Anna. So our plans, I have kids. So I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. One of my goals this summer is to learn something that I wanted to learn That's to draw or to paint. I don't know how to draw. I can only draw stick figures. So actually, we were inspired by the painting session of Eliza.
I heard about that. I heard she's really an awesome painter.
I already made
Wow.
This one I did. I don't know how to draw, but
I thought you said you didn't know how to draw. That looks wonderful.
It was inspired by Eliza, so that's a good thing. And then while I was painting this, my 4-year-old painted this one. He said this is a robot, and then it was an ogre robot. So I think this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna enhance. We're gonna enhance our painting skills. Well, hopefully we can. I'll be able to improve on that.
Well, that's definitely better than what I could ever do. I have to stick to drawing stick people. But that sounds very productive, definitely for the summer. So I'm sure we'll see more of your creative creations.
Next time it will be my 2-year-old one. He's still just dribbling with his fingers. So
2-year-old is pretty good. That's a really good drawing. You have to encourage that. All right. Thanks for sharing that, Evelyn.
Thank you.
How about we go to Pearl in California? Pearl, what are your plans for the summer?
I actually already started my garden this year. Planted some vegetables in the back. What else did I do? I signed up for boot camp. I don't really exercise, but yeah, I decided to sign up with some push from my husband, and then I also signed up my kids for basketball class online. So keeping ourselves active while we're at home. So that's what the plan is for the summer.
Well, it sounds very productive. Also, you mentioned a garden. What kind of things have you planted?
Okay, so I have potatoes right now. I have sweet potatoes, okra, bitter gourd. What else? It's a vegetable garden. So I even have cantaloupe. What else?
Wow.
Some herbs at the back. It's a small space, but I find it very relaxing when I have my me time at the back, just me by myself, watering the plants, weeding and everything. So yeah, that's helping me a lot this time of the pandemic.
Well, that's really going to produce a lot of good things. We've heard from other correspondents, even Kathleen, she's into gardening. So, well, thank you for sharing. You got to tell us about that boot camp. That's pretty brave of you.
It's hard. It's really hard. But with the help of the other participants, you'll get there. You have to finish it, and there's some motivation going on. So it's at the end of the day, you're sweating a lot, and it feels really good.
Yeah, it's definitely good when you have a group of people, encouraging each other. So good luck with that. I want to hear about that next time.
Thank you.
Now let's hear from Arlene in Fourth Washington. Arlene, what are your plans? I know you're going to limit going out, but I'm sure you'll find something to do at home. Tell us about that.
Yes, thank you, Anna. Actually, so yes, I'm still working. I haven't stopped working since the whole COVID. And my husband just went back to work, so we are out there working. But I think on the productive part, I will have my 2 children. I have 2 boys, so I'll try to have them stay productive in the sense of them giving them probably a things to do list every day, and then maybe like a major project for each of them, maybe like renovating their rooms or rearranging, doing something to keep them busy besides playing video games and working out. And then on my part, it's not really productive, but I would like to create like an oasis in the backyard with an Adirondack chair and surround it with sand so I can relax, and that'll be my me time after work.
That'll be your Zen place in the house, I guess. That's productive. That's really productive.
Because I will not be going to the beaches, so.
Not anytime soon. I know. For us too, in Vegas, it's so hot now. 3 digits. I believe it was a high of 108, 110 today. We hit 1 teens today. So yes, that for me that would be my my goal too this summer, is to be able to make it to the beach, even for a couple of days. But more to come. We don't know, depending on how things go. So we can only hope for the best, right?
Yes.
Well, thank you guys for sharing your plans, and continue to be safe. All right, let's continue to thank also our frontline and essential workers with a round of applause. We continue to appreciate each and every one of you. And of course, congratulations to the graduates of 2020. We are also very proud of you. That is today's Eagle News America. Thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Kui, and we live in interesting times.